Brought to you by ExpressCare Health and Skin Center. Get in, get out, get better.
Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Jitka Lom, our very, very dear friend from ExpressCare, who has many locations to serve you, and you guys do very, very well. So thank you very much for the service you provide for the island.
Thank you.
And I have dreaded talking about this topic here. We've worked together for many, many years, Dr. Lom, but nausea. When I was a kid, I actually had a phobia about being nauseous. I understand there's a formal name for that.
Yeah.
I forget what it is and everything like that. But getting sick to my stomach and just being generally queasy and having an upset stomach was a very big fear of mine. So, and there are various types of nausea, but basically what causes one to be nauseous?
Well, you know, there can be various different reasons, but as you alluded to, actually nausea is one of the most feared feelings. Many people would rather have pain than nausea. You know, that's how bad it is. So what causes it? There's an interaction between our visual stimulation, what we get, you know, coming in through our eyes, and also our stomach. So for example, if we have our stomach normally contracts at a certain rate. It's always sort of like, you know, kind of just contracting. And if you speed up the contractions without anything in there, you'll start to feel a little bit nauseated. That's one reason why that can happen. So it can happen if you're, for example, very full, you've eaten too much, you start to feel sick to your stomach because your stomach's really contracting quickly. Or it can happen because you're on a rolling waves in the ocean, and you're getting some visual stimulation in there through your eyes that's affecting how quickly your stomach is contracting. And of course, then there are other reasons, such as medications that you might be taking that might make you feel slightly sick to your stomach, or hormonal changes such as pregnancy, or even other medications such as, you know, people that are going through chemotherapy. So there are many different reasons why, but the bottom end point of it is that your stomach muscle is contracting at a much quicker rate than what you're comfortable with.
Okay, now you are a learned woman of science, but what would you say as like a home remedy? So if someone is feeling, you know, either, you know, queasy, because many people out there, I know, especially on Guam, because it's so humid, you can get motion sick from being in the back of a car, or like a lot of people, they look down, like kids will look down on their phones and they'll be, whoa, you know, I can't control, you know, the horizon. And like you said, they start feeling, are there massages, or, you know, can I close my eyes or concentrate on a part of the road to like kind of like alleviate the nauseous feeling?
Yeah, so you just said it. So concentrating on the horizon, so there's a fixed point so that you're not going up and down, nothing close to your face, for example, the phone. Far away, focusing on the horizon, trying to take some deep breaths, having some fresh air coming in. These are all things that people try out. Definitely not eating, okay, that always makes things worse. Cold water can sometimes help a little bit. But trying to distract your mind can also help, but sometimes there's just no other way than to, you know, empty the stomach, because when you vomit, then the stomach contractions will go back to a more normal rate.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, I guess what you were saying is the biggest fear, and the reason why people have a phobia of being nauseous, is people do not want to throw up, because I mean, you know, it's a very violent,
unpleasant feeling.
Action. Yeah, but after people vomit, you can actually wind up feeling better.
Yes, that's right.
So one of those harsh things that some people have to go through the hard way, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have heard for years, my dear grandmother would always tell me that ginger ale is always good for, not just for nausea, but for generally a sour stomach. Is that true?
For nausea, yeah. Ginger ale, or just actually ginger by itself, like crushing it up, or ginger pills, they sell those, does help with nausea. Some other natural home remedies are a Chinese acupuncture point called Naguan, and that one's right here on your wrist. And that you can buy something called a C-band, which is like a little rubber band that gives you pressure right on that point. And if you touch the right point, you'll feel just a little tiny bit of discomfort, little tenderness, and that you know you've hit the right point. And massaging that does help with nausea, and it's completely harmless and free. Aside from that, there are many medications that can help you. For example, there are some patches called scopolamine, which you can put behind your ear if you know you're going to be going on a boat trip. For example, you know you get nauseated, or car trip, or even a plane trip.
I'm all about the Dramamine, though.
Dramamine is great.
That's my stuff.
That's it. The patches last a little longer. You know, they can last up to 72 hours. But the Dramamine's nice. Benadryl's another way to handle it.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yes, Benadryl can help.
Out of curiosity, why behind the ear? I mean, if it's a patch, is it just for cosmetic reasons, or does it actually have a functional purpose?
Well, the skin behind there is very thin, and the medicine's absorbed well. And of course, in motion sickness, we also have the component of balance, okay, and that's your inner ear function. So the medication works in that area. Okay.
Are there certain things, like I know pregnant women say certain smells may trigger their morning sickness when they're going through their stages of pregnancy and everything. Is there any merit to that?
Yes, there are a few things that can affect your morning sickness. Typically it happens in the first trimester. By the middle of the second trimester, women are over it, but it's a very unpleasant time if you've ever gone through it. And you know, things that aggravate it are stress. Definitely makes women have a lot more morning sickness, anxiety, dehydration. So we always try to hydrate. That's something that works for everybody. When you're nauseated, sometimes you're just really dehydrated. Small sips will help you. And other things that may aggravate are twin pregnancy. You have much more morning sickness and nausea if you have twins.
Yeah. Okay, well, we do have a lot more to go over on this topic, so please stay tuned. Stay tuned, everybody out there. We're talking about this stuff not because we want you to get sick, but because we want you to avoid being sick, or if you do get sick, we want you to get over being sick. See how that works? It's a whole sequence. She's the MD, not me and everything, but she will be back right after this, so please stay with us.